Hello friends and welcome to my channel Iballdesigningdeveloper. So have you ever wondered how can loop through a collection in Java without worrying about indexes or complex syntax? That's where the powerful Java iterator steps in. Whether you are working with array list, hash set or any collection, an iterator gives you a clean, consistent way to traverse elements one by one, like flipping pages in a book. With methods like hashNext and next, you are always in control, and even removing elements during iteration is a breeze. In this quick guide, we will uncover how iterator works, when to use it, and the gotchas you need to avoid. So if you are ready to write cleaner, safer and more flexible Java code, let's dive into the world of iterators. So in this video, we will be understanding that what are iterators in Java, how we use it, and what's the purpose to use it. So if you enjoy this video and if you learn how to use iterators in Java, so remember to hit a like, and if you're new on this channel, want to see more videos like this, so remember to subscribe, and after subscribing, hit notification bell so you can get the notifications of all my videos which I will be uploading in future. So now what we are waiting for, let's move to computer screen and let's dive into it. Alright, so now we are on the computer screen, and like I've told you in the start that today in this video I will be telling you that how we can use iterator in Java, or what is iterator in Java. Before using iterator in Java, we need to understand that what is iterator. So if we talk about iterator in Java, an iterator is an object that can be used to loop through collections like array list and hash set. It is called an iterator because iterating is the technical term for looping. To use an iterator, you must import it from the java.util package. So it is just saying me if you want to use iterator. So basically iterator is an object, and we normally use iterator to loop through collections objects like array list and hash set, which we have used in the previous videos. And it is called an iterator because iterating is the technical term for looping. Like if you want to loop through any object, if you want to loop through a list, so for that we will be using a term called iterator because iterating is the technical term for looping. So if you want to use an iterator, you must import it from java.util package, like when we were just using array list or hash set or hash map as well. So we were just importing all the things from this java.util package, and same if we are working with iterator, we need to also import it from this java.util package. How we can do that? This is the method how we are using iterator here. Getting an iterator, the iterator method can be used to get an iterator for any collection. After importing the iterator method through this java.util package, you can just use this iterator method in your example or anywhere you want to use, and then you can use it to import different list items which you want to import here. So in this case, I am using same example as I was just using in array list, hash set and hash map. Here the cars example here, like Volvo, BMW, Ford, Mazda, I have written same car names. You can use different example as well by creating a list of fruits or vegetables if you want to. But here in this case, I am using same example as I was using in the previous videos. Then here we are just looping through a collection, and how we are looping through a collection, we are using iterator method because as I told you that iterator is an other term of looping through the collection. That's the reason we are using iterator here, and we are using two methods. One is hashNext and second is next. So these are the two methods which we normally use if we want to loop through a collection using iterator. So this is the example how we are doing it. But before understanding all the things about looping through a collection and removing items from a collection, we need to understand how we can use iterator. And for that, I will open my NetBeans IDE, because as you know that in the previous video when we were just working with Java, we were just using NetBeans IDE. And if you are a beginner starting with language like Java, so I will prefer you to use NetBeans IDE because it has all the features and all the things which a Java programmer needed when they're starting with language like Java. If you want to use some other IDs, if you are an intermediate or advanced level Java programmer, so you can use some other IDs as well, like you can use Eclipse, which is another best IDE for Java if you are an advanced level Java programmer, and you can use some online IDs as well like Jupyter, Replit. And from both IDs, I will prefer you to use Jupyter IDE because that is totally made for Java, and it is the best IDE for Java if you want to work with online. But if you don't have good internet speed or your internet's trouble somewhere, so I will prefer you not to use online IDE, use offline IDE, because offline IDE just gives you more features than online IDE, and that's the reason I am also using offline IDE called NetBeans here, and we are beginners, that's the reason I am just only using NetBeans here. So remove this start page, and we have already created one main.java file, and we will be using same file here in this video as well. So I will be removing all all the things like in the previous video we were working about has set, and we have learned how we can import has set, how we can use it. But now we will be removing all the things which we have done in the previous video, and now in this video I will be telling you that how we can just use this iterator in Java. And same like we were importing has set using java.util package, here as well if we want to use this iterator we need to import it through this java.util package. This is the example I will be using. So I will be copying this example here, and this is the simple example, like we are just using iterator through iterator method. And the second example which we will be understanding will be looping through a collection, but moving forward we will be understanding it. But first we need to understand this normal example, how we are using iterator method here. So I have copied this example. Moving on to NetBeans IDE, I will be pasting it. Before running this example, I need to just show you one thing, like here we have imported this java.util.iterator. We have used this java.util package again to import this iterator method here. And after importing iterator method, I am just not only writing list here, I am making a collection here of list, and after making collection of list I am also adding this iterator method here as well. The reason to add iterator method here is because we are importing iterator, so obviously we need to use iterator in our example as well, and that's the reason I am using it. So when I will be running this thing here, I will be getting this iterator method running and the list also running here in my output. Now we have understand how we can use this normal iterator method and how we can import it as well. So we need to just run this file, and for running it we need to simply move on to our main.java file. We need to press right click here, and then you can just press run file, or you can also press shift and F6, which is a shortcut key to run your Java file here. So I will be pressing run file, and after running this file, if I show you here, so you can just see we are only getting Volvo printed. Why we are getting Volvo? Because in this iterator method we have only written one element of list, which is Volvo, and this is the first method in our list. That's the reason we are only getting this list item printed, not the other items like BMW, Ford and Mazda, which we have written here. Moving on to my Word document again, here the second example which we are using is loop through a collection. How we are doing loop? Here I will be just copying this example here, and we are not adding any method, or we are not creating new method here. So simply we need to just paste this example here. So just I will be moving down and I will be pasting like this, and after doing this thing I will be just running this, and after running this file you will be seeing that I will be getting a different output here. If I run this file, you can just see now this time I'm getting all my 4 items printed here, because this time I have used this it has next method, and this method is used when we need to print all the elements in the list, and that's the reason I have used this method, so that I can print all the list items which I have written in my list, and that's the reason we are getting all these list items printed. And when I'm just not using this thing, I'm only getting my first item printed in my list, which is Volvo. And that's the way how you can just use these 2 different methods when you are working with iterator in Java. Moving on to my Word document, now we have understand how we can loop through a collection in Java using these 2 methods here of has next and of next. So you can use both methods, both will give you same result, but methods will be different. Moving down, if you want to remove items from a collection, how you can do that? Again, for that we will be using a different method which is called remove. Iterators are designed to easily change the collections that they loop through. The remove method can remove items from a collection while looping, and this is the example how we are using this remove method here. We need to use an iterator to remove numbers which are less than 10 from a collection. This is the example how we are using this remove method, and how we are removing numbers that are less than 10 from a collection of list. So here I will be copying this list here, and after copying this, simply I will be moving on to my NetBeans again, and I will be pasting these all things here in place of this. After doing it, I will be running my file to see what output I am getting, or what difference I am getting from the previous example which we have used here. I will be running this file, and after running, you can just see this time we are running integers through this java.util.iterator. Means through this iterators we can also use integers, or we can also run integers as well. If you want to use the list items, if you want to create a list, if you want to run a list, you can do that through this iterator method. You can also use like if you want to run integers or any other values like boolean values as well. So for that as well you can use this iterator method, and this is really amazing way to print all the things which you want to print through this iterator. And that's the way how we import iterator, how we use it, and what's the purpose to use it. So I hope you understand that how we can use iterator in Java, what's the purpose to use it, and how we use it. So if you have understand this video, and if you understand how we can use iterator in Java, so remember to hit a like to this amazing video. And if you're new on this channel, want to see more videos like this, so remember to subscribe subscribe, and after subscribing, hit notification bell so you can get the notifications of all my videos which I will be uploading in future. And you can also check out my other videos which I have uploaded in this Java tutorial series, so you can understand how we can use different things using Java. And if you haven't understand anything in this video about Iterator, so you can just comment me. I will be just explaining you each and everything which you haven't understand in this video. So now I will be just meeting you in next tutorial or in next project using Java. So for today, good.